What's going on, everyone? Happy Sunday. Hopefully everyone is doing well and having a great day so far. It is time now for the Sunday weather update for Sunday, November 10th, 2024. If you're new to my channel, this is where I do weather updates for the United States on all the weather happenings, including updates on winter weather, as you see we're going to talk about in a moment, tropical weather, severe weather, wildfires, the drought situation, anything going on in the United States, and sometimes I do talk about weather events, significant weather events that happen in other parts of the world. So if you're new to my channel and you want a low hype forecast, because that's what I do here. I don't like hyping up things that are far, far out in the long range that maybe they happen, maybe they don't happen. I don't like doing that. Subscribe down below. Give this a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, share this video with anyone you know, and leave your comments down below. Alright, we have to revisit something that happened over the last several days in New Mexico and Colorado, and that is a significant, no, major snowstorm. Some really impressive snowfall totals are coming out of that system, and this is a really it's just impressive how much snowfall has occurred. This is from the Weather Prediction Center. The significant winter storm impacting portions of New Mexico and Colorado has produced some very impressive snowfall amounts over the past several days. Here are some preliminary snowfall totals and an analysis of estimated observed snowfall. Let's just read a few of these. Fort Garland, Colorado, 12.9 miles east-northeast of there. 53.3 inches of snow. Colorado Springs, 1.1 mile northeast of there, 24.2 inches of snow. Denver International Airport, 19.2 inches of snow. And am I reading this correctly? Yes, there's a Las Vegas, New Mexico, not to be confused with Las Vegas, Nevada. 38.2 inches. Angel Fire, 40 inches of snow. Santa Fe, 2.4 miles to the north, you had 16 inches of snow. And look at this. Texas, Texline, Texas, 24 inches of snow. And Boise City, Oklahoma, wow, 26 inches of snow for you. This was really an impressive snowfall. Even for November standards, I mean, it's only November 10th, so this is just pretty remarkable how much snow has fallen. Alright, taking a look at the national satellite picture, you see several things. So loads of cloud cover over the east, and one thing you do not see too well, beneath these clouds, there are still some wildfires that are ongoing in North Jersey and New York. In fact, one person has now died who was fighting the fire, and it's led to some bad air qualities in New York City. Also, take a look at the Gulf of Mexico. Yes, Rafael. Not much left of Rafael. We'll get to more on that in just a moment. And you can see here as the sun starts to come up, there is a storm system that's getting ready to come on shore in the west coast. We'll take a look at that as well. Take a look at the radar picture here. We do have showers, even areas of rain down along the Gulf Coast, from near New Orleans up to Baton Rouge, Jackson, Montgomery, and Birmingham, Alabama. You're going to have showers and some rain today. Louisville, Kentucky, rain continues for you. Cincinnati, Ohio, Columbus, Pittsburgh, rain is just starting for you. And places that really need the rain are going to get the rain. This rain will make its way into Philadelphia, New York City, Washington later this evening. We have to moisten up the atmosphere first. The humidity levels and dew point levels are still very low, especially humidity levels. Yesterday, in some cases, they were in the 20s and 30s, which is really low, which also did help the wildfires, that coupled with wind. So once we get the humidity levels up, this precipitation will stop breaking apart, and we will get some decent rains into these areas. Quarter to a half inch of rain, not out of the question. Alright, taking a look now at the National Hazards Map, and you can see here, there are some flooding concerns in Louisiana still, also in Kentucky, and southern Indiana as well. Red flag warnings continue today for portions of Massachusetts, Connecticut, and even in Rhode Island. Boston, yes, you're included in that for today. Just a few winter weather advisories up on the west coast, but really the big storm system has yet to come for you. Alright, here's the latest on Rafael, which is not very organized whatsoever. It's down to 40 mile per hour winds. 1003 millibar pressure, moving north-northwest at 3 miles per hour, and it's going to do all but probably fizzle by the time we get to Tuesday. Why would it fizzle? Take a look. Okay, there's a little convection to the east of it. The circulation actually is somewhere around in here. Yeah, there's not much left of Rafael. It is in a much weakened state today. We don't even need to take a look at the tropical models, but we'll do it real quickly. There you go. Pretty uniform agreement. It's going to continue to weaken. It'll probably just be a depression by tomorrow at this time. Taking a look at the Storm Prediction Center, nothing on day 1 and day 2, but by the time we get to day 3, time frame, you do see here that there is a marginal risk of severe weather for portions of Texas, and that is on Tuesday. I had to check and see which day that was. It is Tuesday, and Amarillo, Texas, you're included in this, and portions of Oklahoma as well. Not expecting any major severe weather, but there could be a few isolated cases of wind, maybe even a little hail as well with this setup. Taking a look at the Weather Prediction Center, let's do day 7 precipitation and take a look at the Pacific Northwest. Yes, very wet for you. You're going to get system after system, just a train of systems over the next several days. We can see some more precipitation is expected along where that current system is in the Ohio Valley, which is making its way towards the northeast, and we can also see south that there will continue to be some rainfall today, and not expecting much in the Four Corners region. You're actually going to get a quiet break after that major storm system that you just had. Taking a look at excessive rainfall, there is a slight risk of excessive rainfall for today across Louisiana, portions of Kentucky, Ohio, like Cincinnati area, Louisville, Kentucky, and southern Indiana. After that, we're just looking at a quieter period for the next several days. But day 3, a marginal risk, is now introduced into the Pacific Northwest. Wouldn't surprise me if that goes up to slight risk, because it is just going to be a continuous feed of moisture off the Pacific Ocean. Alright, let's take a look at the latest HRRR model run, and we can see here. Here's our storm system in the Ohio Valley. It's going to continue its way to the east. It's going to act like a warm front. So as we head into tonight, the moisture, there may be some overrunning type moisture, and what that means is you could actually see radar fill in more once things moisten up, and we're looking at a decent slug of moisture for portions of the I-95 corridor, which really needs the rainfall. New Jersey, yes, this includes you. Look at this. We're looking at some moderate rainfall, but look what else happens tonight, overnight tonight. You can see in the northwest, there is that rain that starts to come on, and once it starts coming, it is just going to continue. Round after round of showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder, rain, some of it moderate, some of it even heavy. You're going to see several inches of rain throughout this week. Now, by the time we get to Tuesday, that system in the east will be long gone. The HRRR model is showing some showers here from what is left of Rafael, making its way into the Florida Panhandle, southern Alabama, southern Mississippi. We'll have to see if that actually happens. It is also trying to show some showers from another system up in Maine, which could be possible. I do want to show you the NAM model, and we're going to take this to the Pacific Northwest. Actually, no, we're going to use the West Coast view. I really do want to show this to you, because here comes that system tonight, the first one, and you can see here, look at the isobars, look at the wind. You can see it's just going to be a constant flow coming off of the Pacific Ocean. And look at this, even Northern California does get into some rainfall, tries to get to Central California, but doesn't fully make it. And then now as we head to Tuesday, still some showers, still maybe even a few periods of rain, but watch what happens. Tuesday afternoon, here comes the next system already. And you can see, that one is maybe even a little bit more significant, which is why you do see this, the marginal risk for excessive rainfall, which could get upgraded to maybe even a slight risk. And take a look here. Mountain snows as well. Now we're through 84 hours, and look, we're out to Wednesday evening. It's still going. It's going to continue into Thursday, and I can show you that on GFS. I'm going to show you some other things on GFS as well. So first off, here's that system in the northeast. You can see here, and we'll take a look at precipitation amounts from GFS. GFS is going with isolated half-inch amounts, and if I showed you the precipitation totals from the HRRR, let's do that as well. You can see the HRRR even shows isolated over a half an inch. So, hey, it's welcomed rain. I don't know that there will be that much, but we will definitely see some welcomed rain where I'm at in the northeast. And, of course, going back to the GFS now, continuing with what's going on in the Pacific Northwest and everything else, let's advance this out to Thursday where the NAM ended. And you can see here, take a look. Here's Wednesday evening. Now we're coming to Thursday. And yes, yet another system. And this one actually sinks south a little bit further. So Central California, you could get in on that as well. But there's something else that happens on Thursday that you need to take note of. Look at this. Another weather event in the east. So you kind of get the picture here. Things are getting a little bit more active. Remember, we would have the fronts come through in the east, but there would be no precipitation with them. The precipitation would dry up. That's not necessarily going to be the case. We're not going to be talking about really heavy rainfall events, but we're going to be talking about these little light to near moderate rainfall events that will be beneficial. And then as we advance this beyond next Thursday and into next weekend, you can see Southern California does get a little bit of unsettledness, maybe some showers. Temperatures are going to be below average. And take a look at this. Late next weekend, yet another system moves into the Pacific Northwest. It is going to be very active for you. It is also going to be active in the east. By the time we get to late next weekend, here comes another light to moderate event. This one could actually feature a few thunderstorms because it's going to be a trough. And behind that, things are going to turn significantly colder briefly. You can see here before a ridge sets up, a brief ridge. And look what happens with that. Another system gets going, and that's where it really gets cold. In the long range, we may even see our first significant lake effect snow event by the time we get to mid to late month. It's possible. It's been showing up on several models now, and I'm starting to get impressed that the pattern could flip and get colder in the east. So we will definitely have to keep our eyes on it. I mean, look at this. This is a significant trough. Now, mind you, we're 282 hours out. Anything over 200 hours can significantly change. Anything over 100 hours, 150 hours can change as well. But more significant changes can happen when you look at a model this far out. But I have been getting impressed because you can see here, it has shown up on other runs. Sometimes it has lost it, but look, I'm showing you different runs. It's been consistent. All except for one or two runs, it keeps showing up on the GFS. So that is relatively impressive. The overall takeaway here over the next couple weeks is more precipitation in the east, active pattern in the northwest, not all that active in the southeast. You will see a couple chances for showers and thunderstorms down in Florida. Nothing major, but overall, we're talking about a quieter pattern. And let's take a look at the precipitation amounts over the next 2 weeks on GFS. You can see here. When's the last time we saw this much precipitation being put out on any computer model in the east? We have not seen that in a really long time, which is some good news. Remember before, we were seeing nothing to just these spotty green shades? Yeah. And look at the Pacific Northwest. There's all that precipitation for you. If anything, because this is the GFS, it's not a mesoscale model, that could even be underdone. By the time we get through the next 7 days, 2 to 4 inches, maybe even locally 5+ inches of precipitation. And you can see in the highest elevations of the mountains, where moisture upslopes and, gets more lift, you could see even more precipitation than that. And of course, mountain snows will be a thing as well. And in the southeast, Florida, aside from southern Florida, not a whole lot of precipitation for you. All right, let's take a look at the Climate Prediction Center. They're going above average for the next 6 to 10 days in the central region, below average on the west coast, near normal by the time you get up to Maine. Precipitation above average for much of the country aside from the east coast, but this is going to change when you see the 8 to 14 day outlook in just a moment. Taking a look, 8 to 14 day, and they're still going above average temperatures in the east, but by the time we get to the second half of this, that could flip. If the GFS is onto something, its ensembles have been showing it as well. We could see significantly cooler weather. Check back in future updates. I'll let you know if that is still going to be potentially the case. Either way, there's going to be more precipitation than we saw in all of October in the Northeast. Below average temperatures will continue in the West because you'll have that flow that's coming on. Then you'll have a couple upper level lows that make their way down to Southern California. While there won't be much precipitation with them, it's going to keep the temperatures down. 8 to 14 day precipitation. See, I told you it looks different. Slightly above average precipitation in the east. This is welcome news. And above average from Texas, from the Four Corners on up to the Great Lakes, and slightly above average for portions of California. Those upper level lows will be what causes that. Alrighty, folks, that does it for the Sunday weather update. I'm pretty sure our next update is going to be tomorrow. I'll update you on the long range and any weather news that comes up. Want to follow me when I'm not doing these updates? Climate Data Report over on X is a good place to do that, and over on Blue Sky. Of course, if you're new here, subscribe down below. Give this a thumbs up if you like my content. More people that do that, the more YouTube's going to push this content out. Hit that notification bell, share this video with anyone you know, and leave your comments down below. I will see you again next time. Until then, stay safe, everyone, especially in the areas in the Northeast that are going to see the rainfall this evening. Hasn't rained in a while. Could be some oils and whatnot on the road. Could make things rather slippery. Plus, it's leaf season, so slippery leaves. So just stay safe there. Have a fantastic Sunday. I'll see you all again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.